everyone, to this final day of the regular season of the Alabama Bass Trail presented by Phoenix Boats. We're at Lay Lake. Kay Donaldson with the ABT. I'm Robbie Floyd. And Kay, they're going to get varying conditions today. It's going to be cloudy and warm to start off, then the sun's going to come out. But really, the big picture is not the weather, it's trying to vie for these championships.
You know, you've got 225 teams that are trying to get into that top 75 to make it to our championship. But then you've got that select few that are already sitting at the top that are trying to make sure they're in that top 9 to move on to the Bassmaster Team Championship later on in December.
And not to mention that, we've also got a crown of Angler of the Year of the South. We've got our North champion, and there's that kind of that championship inside of that as well, because we need that overall champion.
It's been a really awesome year in a crazy pandemic, Sahara Desert dust storm kind of year. They've really called them. It's been an exciting year.
It was kind of weird. We're fishing in September. We were supposed to be fishing back in March. Are these fish going into that fall pattern? We're about to find out. Let's take a look at our first cast, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Here we are, last stop, Alabama Bass Trail, South Division, beautiful Lay Lake. This is what everybody's been waiting for. This tournament's supposed to have been earlier in the year. It's been moved, now we're at the end. And we started this morning following the current Angler of the Year, Tim Hurst and Mark McCaig. And we've gone basically all the way down the lake. We're right above the dam here, and this is our first stop. So we're gonna follow them for a little while and see how they do. We took a pretty long boat ride this morning, but after getting here and stopping and realizing what's happened, I think that was a really good move. I got hooked up here. If I could get fish. That's a good way to start. This is actually a really good move by these guys this morning. There's so many boats that were heading down the lake. A lot of guys stopped off well before we did. All that boat traffic is sending these boat wakes all the way to the bank. And a lot of these guys are going to fish this shallow grass, shoreline grass. And that boat traffic is going to really have a negative effect on that. They're all the way down here. It's basically the first pocket up from the dam. So the boat traffic's not here. The boat wakes aren't going to affect these fish. I got to think that's kind of part of their game plan. Well, they got the top water bite going early this morning. It's going to be fish number 2. Not as good as the other one, but see if it's a keeper.
He's not one of the ones we want, but we'll take him right now.
I hear you.
We are down near close to the Merrill Beach, Turtle Point area of the lake, watching second place Angler of the Year team John Pollard, Dallas Welding. They're working in an area that was really not their first choice. Launching out in the first flight this morning, you would think they'd have had their spot, but here there was a local boat on it. So here they are working topwater in a secondary area. They witnessed a lot of shad activity and practice, not so much today. It's amazing the difference a day can make out here, but they're taking their time, working an area, trying to figure out what's going to trigger these fish, and trying to get that bite.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of activity in this morning. One of the places we wanted to fish, there was a good one blowing up shad. There was a boat, it was between the boat and the bank, and so we couldn't, we're going to go over and cut him off. It was a local too. We're just trying to keep moving around. These shad are starting to get active in here and pulling up.
We're going to hang out with these guys for just a little while, Kenneth, and see if this bite improves. A lot can change. I mean, it's not out of reach, but it's certainly got to pick up for these guys from here on out.
Current water temperature where we are right now is 76.6, and probably 7 to 10 days ago, it was 9 or 10 degrees warmer than that. We have had some cooler nights. The last couple of days, we've had overcast, and even during the day, it's been cooler. So the question is, how quickly will the fish react to that? That's a water temperature that's a lot better, but sometimes when it moves that fast, the fish don't react as quick as we think they would. A lot of guys coming into this tournament were saying that it's going to be really a tough bite. It has been tough, and we're hooked up again. That's a prime example. We talk a lot about team tournaments, the 2 guys in the boat doing 2 different things. Mark has been throwing a topwater ever since we stopped on him. Tim's kind of been sitting in the back of the boat, throwing plastics, kind of fishing a lot slower. Mark has gotten 2 bites, but now Tim's gotten a bite. And it was an area that Mark had already fished the topwater quite a bit. So that's proof right there that when the 2 guys are doing 2 different techniques, you're just giving yourself a lot better chance.
Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, official truck of the Alabama Bass Trail, by TH Marine, improving your boat from transom to trolling motor, and by Jax, all about the South. There's more to come.
At Phoenix Boats, our passion for fishing is obvious. Whether it's a pro event or fishing with our family and friends,
we truly love the sport of fishing.
That's why our goal is to make every single Phoenix boat that goes out the door the best fishing platform it can be in both design and construction.
We love to fish as much as anyone, and we believe it shows in every boat we build.
Phoenix Boats, built by anglers for anglers.
Bill Penny Toyota is Alabama's #1 volume Toyota dealer. But that's not the only reason to get to know Bill Penny. Enjoy a 10-year unlimited warranty on every new Toyota in stock. Get 1 year of 24/7 roadside assistance. Test drive for the chance to win $5,000. You heard right. 5,000 big ones. Plus, choose from over 700 new Toyotas in stock and price to move. Bill Penny Toyota is Alabama's #1 volume Toyota dealer. Get to know us today.
Stetson Blaylock, Todd Auten, Hank Terry, let's go!
Garmin LiveScope, I tell you right now, if you don't have it, you are behind. It's just wild. It's like a video game.
If you do not have that Garmin LiveScope, you are definitely missing out.
Bassmaster Classic champion!
You love spending time outdoors, but those nasty, flying, biting, swarming insects keeping you inside? Now you can battle the bugs and win with Zone Repellents. Zone insect repellents are safe, effective, and DEET-free, providing 12 hours of protection from mosquitoes, ticks, flies, fleas, chiggers, gnats, and no-see-ums. Zone insect repellents are made right here in the USA, endorsed by the CDC and EPA registered. Go to ZoneRepellents.com and see the entire line of insect repellents and hand sanitizers. Forget the bugs. Get outdoors and fish with Zone Repellents. That's ZoneRepellents.com.
Well, he's still a keeper.
So you found your bait.
Number 2.
Still following Tim and Mark, and this is their second stop. And I really think this is their primary area where they really wanted to stop this morning, but there was so much boat traffic, I think they decided to go further down, get in that pocket that had less traffic, waited for this area to kind of calm down, and now they're back. This is pretty much just a steep main lake bank, and there's a little bit of grass, but it's mostly like overhang bushes and shrubs. And I'm sure they're just trying to capitalize on an early morning bite. Fish kind of moved up there shallow, trying to find an aggressive bite here. Mark and Tim have a chance of being overall anglers of the year for Alabama Bass Trail, and what that is the angler of the year in North, angler of the year in South. Whichever team has the highest points is the overall angler of the year. So I'm sure that's not on their mind, but if they can continue their rest of the day like they've started, that may actually come into play. Look like good fish. That's what they're looking for. So Mark had been throwing top water all morning. He switched to a swim jig. Got a quality bite right off the bat, so.
A little better. That's all this boat traffic's keeping from getting the top water bait.
Right.
Several miss it and boil under it.
You know, this is really the first chance I've had to watch Mark and Tim fish for an extended period of time. And I mean, we know they're really good anglers. They've had a lot of success on Alabama Bass Trail and other tournaments as well. One of the things I really picked on early that was really obvious is how efficient these guys are. Not only their choice of where they started this morning, but their bait selection and their casting. Man, their casting efficiency is incredible. I mean, this really isn't an easy way to fish what they're doing. They're fishing a lot of overhang bushes and treetops and shrubs, and both of them have been able to place their bait exactly where they want it. You got any ideas on what kind of adjustments you're going to make as the day goes on and get later in the day?
We got some brush we're going to fish out off the bank, some docks, just bounce around and try to figure something out. I mean, we hadn't had a great practice after the morning. You know, we were getting a good many bites in the morning until this week, and then it's been kind of tough after that.
So it's about 9:20, 9:25 in the morning. We've been following Mark and Tim all morning. They've had a pretty good morning, caught a lot of fish, not the size they're really hoping for. They were leaving here, making a pretty big move, different part of the lake. We're gonna let them go on. We're gonna go find some more guys and see what everybody else is doing. How's your day gone so far?
Just two.
Two? Any size to them?
No.
Spots or largemouth?
Both.
Okay.
Top water and twin bait.
Okay.
Come on, baby. That's a keeper right there, baby. Start. Yo. Woohoo! I mean, ain't no big one, but good start to show.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Got hurt? So cool. Dude, come on, I thought that was a freaking 5. That's a 3 1/4. It leaves me 10 out of the big
This portion of the program is sponsored in part by Sweet Home Alabama, by Garmin, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, will be right back.
At Phoenix Boats, our passion for fishing is obvious. Whether it's a pro event or fishing with our family and friends,
We truly love the sport of fishing.
that's why our goal is to make every single Phoenix boat that goes out the door the best fishing platform it can be in both design and construction.
We love to fish as much as anyone, and we believe it shows in every boat we build.
Phoenix Boats, built by anglers for anglers.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Here we are with Team John Pollard and Dallas Weldon, second in points coming into this tournament. They continue to bounce around this area, like they alluded to earlier, searching for a bite. They were working some grass a while ago, and now they just pulled up this flat. They saw a good amount of shad. They have the 360 on. They're looking for a random brush pile, looking for a random structure, looking for a quality bite. John just had one take the slack out of his line, but he couldn't hook up. That's just kind of the way the day goes for this team. I mean, it's been a tough bite this morning. Things are going to have to improve. They're going to make a run at AOY.
Here we are with Randall Hamilton and Drew Blackman, currently 14th place Angler of the Year. Just pulled up on them. They're fishing shallow grass line on the main lake. We're going to talk to them a little bit and see how the day's going. How's your day going so far, guys?
Been real slow this morning. We got 2 small ones right now.
2 small ones. Largemouth or spots? Okay, 2 largemouth.
I probably really ain't been picking up till after lunch, so
okay.
Anything we think we can get here at 12 is a bonus right now.
The good thing about a lot of these areas, you got that shallow grass up against the shoreline and some mixed in wood, timber, treetops that have fallen over. But their boat's sitting in about 14, 15 feet of water, so there's plenty of water depth for these fish to be in. They'll move up there at times and feed really good or hide in the shade, and other times they're kind of out in this deeper water.
Good slow, one fish.
What kind of size?
Yeah. Been flipping all morning. Now we're spot fishing.
Okay. So the one you got's a largemouth?
Nah, spot.
Okay.
2 pound spot.
All right. Well, you know, it's late September. Everybody says the month of September is really tough fishing in this part of the country.
Yeah.
And we have had a few cool nights. Do you think it's been enough to help the fish at all?
We thought they'd been a little bit better today than they were even like Monday when we came up. They're not any better. Try a new strategy.
How does that compare to how your practice went?
Same.
Okay.
Start good, you know, and then sun comes up.
What kind of adjustments do you think you need to make in order to turn that around?
Deeper.
Okay.
That's where we're fixing to go. That's where we're retying. Let's go a little deeper.
You know, we started today, and the forecast was really to have that cloud cover all day. We had it for this morning for a good while, and we're on the lower end of the lake, and the sun's been out now for an hour, a little over an hour, and I think it's really made these guys start thinking about adjusting their patterns. I mean, we see these guys been throwing spinnerbait on the edge of the grass. Typically, you want that cloud cover in this kind of situation. It's a good way to catch, you know, a big fish, a nice reaction bite. But with this bright sunshine, and he mentioned it, you know, they're probably going to have to abandon this and go do something different. You know, when you rely on the weather forecast to kind of put your day together, it doesn't always pan out. So you always need to have a backup plan, because as soon as you count on the day to be a certain way, it's definitely going to change. And the guys that are successful are the ones that can make the adjustment without getting spun out.
Again, here we are, Lay Lake, last stop of the South. You ran a long ways, I ran a long ways. What'd you see?
Well, we followed Anglers of the Year, Mark and Tim.
All right.
They went about as far as they could down the lake, pulled in a pocket, got on the top water bite pretty early, caught 3 fish fairly early, kind of got them rolling. Now, only one of them was really one that they felt that, you know, one they wanted to keep and weigh in at the end of the day.
Okay.
They ended up having a limit, kind of a small limit to them, but I really feel like they felt good about it.
I mean, as tough as it's been up till now, you got to feel good about it. I followed Dallas and John, second place team. They're really the only team who has a shot to really make a run at them,
right?
And they're struggling. Now, they may have been catching after we left them, but they were struggling first thing this morning. Started to spin out just a little bit from what I could tell.
Right.
It's shallow grass, back in some pockets, trying to figure something out. And the sun popped out, it may have helped them, but overcast this morning, they were kind of struggling just a little bit.
Right, and the sunshine actually took some of them by surprise. They were expecting cloud cover all day. So the guys that can keep their head in it all day long, if they get in the right area, right group of fish, things can turn around for them.
One of those teams that has a late check-in is our leaders, Mark McKeag, Tim Hurst. Let's go to the weigh-in and see who's going to win this thing.
This portion of Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, Sweet Home, Alabama, and by America's First Federal Credit Union. Stay with us, there's more to come.
The TH Marine Hydrowave H2 KVD Edition is a surefire way to ignite a feeding frenzy. The Hydrowave utilizes a sound-emitting technology that imitates bait fish and other feeding fish below the surface that preys on the competitive nature of bass and other game fish to get you more bites. The Hydrowave is another way that TH Marine has you covered from transom to trolling motor.
At Phoenix Boats, our passion for fishing is obvious. Whether it's a pro event or fishing with our family and friends,
we truly love the sport of fishing.
That's why our goal is to make every single Phoenix boat that goes out the door the best fishing platform it can be in both design and construction.
We love to fish as much as anyone, and we believe it shows in every boat we build.
Phoenix Boats, built by anglers for anglers.
Some things ain't worth keeping. Yesterday's traditions, today's adventures, tomorrow's memories. Now that's something worth keeping. Fish Alabama and find your keeper.
For more information, visit fishalabama.org.
Bill Penny Toyota is Alabama's #1 volume Toyota dealer. But that's not the only reason to get to know Bill Penny. Enjoy a 10-year unlimited warranty on every new Toyota in stock. Get 1 year of 24/7 roadside assistance. Test drive for the chance to win $5,000. You heard right. 5,000 big ones. Plus, choose from over 700 new Toyotas in stock and price to move. Bill Penny Toyota is Alabama's #1 volume Toyota dealer. Get to know us today.
Hop on over there, Jim. How'd it go today? I see 5. That's a good thing. Go ahead and stand over to those exits. 5's a good thing. They're the right 5? All about the same. And they're all about, what, 2.5ers, it looks like. 1283, not too bad. You're our leader.
Well, I caught a limit probably in 30 minutes on a speed worm, and I had 2 or 3 good fish. But then I went up the river and flipped grass the rest of the day with a red bug, baby brush hog, and actually the last one that I caught up there, cold, it was a good fish, and it expired on the way back. He just swallowed it too far.
Noah Godwin, Cole Godwin, they won before. They won this year. Can they do it again? They got 5 in there. They're all healthy, alive. How'd it go today? We were looking for you early. Went pretty good. That means it went even better than pretty good. They got over 15, got over 16. 1605 for Noah Godwin and Cole Godwin. Dang, son, how do y'all just keep catching them? Even fishing with him, you still catch fish.
It started off pretty slow. We didn't have a fish at 9 o'clock, and we moved out offshore to a place we found in practice, and I think for 10 or 15 minutes, it was about every cast we caught one.
Now, I know the area lake we were at today, it was cloud cover for most of the morning, and then the sun came out. Did that have any effect on your area?
We stopped getting bit right when the sun come out. No, we didn't get any bites after the sun popped out.
They got a single bass that is looking for some points. 117. Where we all at in championship? Where were y'all at in the championship? We're second. 30 points behind, right there. I got it, right there at the top.
We started out in an area that had a lot of shad and a lot of bait fish, big bass busting in there. We really didn't fish in the actual area we started in yesterday. We went and looked, and we decided to go after largemouth all day, and it just didn't work out.
Come on over here. Get over here, Dynamite Kelly White. Tony Goggins, you're a winner too. I'm not kidding. I did it right off the bat. You got 5 fish for 1032, boat number 5. See it right there? Loose rods. Brand spanking new. Kay, we got our second winner. Kay Donaldson, Alabama Bass Trail. We've got loose rods here. Dynamite Kelly White and his teammate are winners once again.
We missed a few really good bites. Just couldn't get them to stay buttoned down. Probably would have bumped us up closer to 15.
Danny LaVoy, Sammy Bailey, they caught some today. Good enough to move into second place over 14 pounds, 1409. Good job.
It was a good day. It was just here and there, sort of steady, a fish here, a fish there. It was almost like one fish, one spot, pick up and move.
Next, Mark McCaig, Tim Hurst, these guys are leading the Angler of the Year. They had a 30-point advantage. I'm seeing 10-23 coming across the scales.
We had a few topwater fish, but, we don't catch them in practice. We try not to. We just get bites. And I noticed towards the end of the week, he noticed it as well, that things were getting a lot tougher on us, but we couldn't find anything else to go to. So we ran and hit the best places we knew. And, if everything hooks up today, we have 12 or 13 pounds, but it just doesn't always work out that way.
Well, when we started, we actually talked about it, and I told them, I thought if they got to 12 pounds, I wasn't sure anybody could catch you. And we knew when we left you were getting close. If you had a couple more calls, you'd get there. After seeing some of the weigh-ins, I'm thinking you're probably still there now, but it is a little bit closer than probably what you would prefer at this time.
Well, we're closing out 2020 with another win by the Godwins. I mean, these young kids, I don't know what's up with them these days.
You kind of think maybe it's a fluke at Jordan, but then you watch them all year long, and bam, I mean, they were picked heavily coming into this event, and it's got to feel good to secure that second win in 1 year on the Alabama Bass Trail, and I mean, taking home over $20,000 of our money this year.
Over $20,000, and you said you didn't think you would get the win today with 16 pounds, but you did. And why is everybody picking you to win? Because it seems like you've been doing a lot of it, not just on the ABT, but some of the local stuff as well.
I don't know. We put in a lot of time down here. We caught them good in practice, but the way we caught them today was completely different. Everything we caught in practice. Everything we caught in practice was up shallow, but we only weighed in 2, I think, from shallow today.
Well, that's what makes a great angler, making those adjustments out on the water. It might have been great, might have been bad in practice. You got to learn from it, and to do that and to win tournaments, that kind of gets you building towards the championships, and we crown new champions this year as well.
You know, just a great way to round out the year, a long year on the Alabama Bass Trail.
Speaking of champions, anglers of the year, Tim Hurst, Mark McKay. Guys, you want to talk about heavy favorites coming to this, but you did that because you had that big points lead. Did you ever feel safe today after you caught those 5 fish?
You never feel safe against this group, period. We were never nervous, I mean, because we thought we was going to catch one right out there on our last stop, but it just never happened. We had what we had basically by 9 or 10 o'clock this morning, and we've fished as hard as we could all day. We just never got around anymore, I don't think.
If you win tournaments like they did, it'll all take care of itself.
It will, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, you won't find 2 teams that represent the Alabama Bass Trail any better than these guys do, and they certainly put their time on the water. These guys fish both divisions. They're now going to go ahead and represent us in our championship and the Bassmaster Team Championship. Going to be a fun rest of the year.
Speaking of championship, we also have the Alabama Bass Trail Championship next month, and you can find out who's going to win that right here at Fox Sports South. On behalf of Kay, I'm Robbie, and these 2 winners, we'll see you next time.